Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakarkadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. And this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6, and that's the title of the sit-down lesson. And it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet," meant to say Salakia. So yeah, we're definitely seeing the increasing and building up of these wars and rumors of wars around the world. Nations or armies rising up against one another. Different nations rising up against one another as we continue to see the seditions, uprises, and the uproars in the people in the world. Spirits created for vengeance, love of many are waxing cold. But definitely, particularly, we're seeing these nuclear escalations and tensions are rising up between the nations or armies that we are seeing around the world. The Russia-Ukraine situation heating up. Israel versus Palestine, tensions continue to escalate. China versus Taiwan. China versus the United States. As China versus the United States over Taiwan, as we see the increasing military building up presence from China, getting closer and closer to invading Taiwan. And that's when the United States is going to have to step in, especially those recent transactions that they made to help Taiwan, build up their presence, to help them train as well too. Once they soon get under invasion from China. So that's one to look out for as well too, to keep an eye on. So that shows you prime examples of these wars and rumors of wars are heating up between the different nations and different kingdoms, especially with the North Korea versus South Korea, Japan, and the United States. Those tensions are heating up as Kim Jong-un went to go visit the far east of Russia, because we're starting to see the alliance starting to build up between President Vladimir Putin and the leader of Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And not too long ago, I'll say a couple of days ago, you had South Korea and the United States issuing out that warning against Moscow and Russia, saying it's going to be a heavy price to pay if Russia and North Korea exchange weapons and upgrade weapons capability to stir up tensions over there in the Korean Peninsula. There's going to be serious consequences to pay, and that's coming from representation from South Korea and the United States. While they already have ongoing tensions between, between North Korea, because you got Japan, South Korea, and the United States, which is allies with one another over there in the Korean Peninsula, over there in that area, against North Korea, as those tensions are, continue to rise. And then we had the Azerbaijan-Armenian situation stirring up, potentially can cause more escalations and tensions. And then you have the on and off, back and forth conflict throughout the Middle East. Iran versus Israel versus Hezbollah and Iran, and the resistance of the Palestinians. Tensions escalating throughout the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, Tel Aviv, throughout the whole region in the Middle East. Tensions are stirring up over there in Syria, different parts of Syria, eastern Iraq, and many other places, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, back and forth commotions and escalations and proxy wars. So these are all the signs that I just mentioned and indicated that, these are increasing of wars and rumors of wars around the world. So it's only going to continue to increase. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6, and that was the title of the sit-down lesson. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying, like I mentioned again. And I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Wakarkadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.